This podcast contains adult content.
Some of the themes or topics may include
information on murder, kidnapping,
torture, dismemberment,
maybe some demonic content,
with information on possessions,
and paranormal activity.
This podcast will also include explicit,
horrible and foul,
socially unacceptable,
totally uninhibited,
adult themes language.
So if you're easily offended,
if you're easily triggered,
then I highly suggest you turn this off now, and if not, just keep in mind,
parental discretion is advised.
Welcome everybody to this episode of Mysterious Circumstances. This particular paranormal episode has been probably 7 months in the making now. And it's going to be done a little bit differently than I usually do episodes. In this one, I will be playing the audio that we captured, along with narrating, doing some commentary, and kind of adding context to the situation. Before we get going, I do have to say we have some live show dates coming up this year. July 15th, Buffalo, New York. We are going to be in your area, about 20 minutes outside of Niagara Falls. Pretty damn excited about that. Then we have August 19th. I will be in Detroit, Michigan for a live show up there. And just so you know, if you do like this episode and like the way that it all plays out, you can actually join me on another investigation, June 10th, Fairfield County Infirmary in Fairfield County, Ohio. So if you're around that area, I mean, I'm pretty close. I'm within a few hours, so it's going to be an all-night thing. You'll get to experience this kind of stuff yourself, so if this is something you're into, might be interested in, links for the live shows and the investigation are all in the episode description. Just click on the link, get the tickets, we're good to go. I'm going to thank the new Patreon subscribers on the next episode as well, so we can kind of get rolling with this one. And of course, I'm going to save the best patch of 20 minutes of audio for the end. And just so you know, this is like 6 hours worth of audio that I trimmed down to what I'm going to let you listen to because it is the clearest that we have and it is the most intelligent responses that we got. And of course, we were in the Indiana State Sanatorium down in Rockville, Indiana. It was an awesome experience. We were given the tour by Ghost Hunts USA. You know, I have a little bit of mixed feelings about that. I mean, they did a fairly good job, but they also talk to you like you're a fucking kindergartner, which annoyed the absolute shit out of me. And it wasn't all of the tour guides, it was only a couple. But yeah, we're also in an abandoned building in concrete rooms as well. So the devices we used were an SB7, which is kind of like a Geoport. We also used spirit boxes, all kinds of other pieces of equipment. And because of that, there is a little bit of echo because I recorded all this on my phone. So you're going to hear it like in real time, our reactions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back the audio that's really good when you hear us responding to it. I can add context and I can replay the audio so that you can hear it again. I am going to do that for you as well. So like I said, it's way different than any paranormal episode I've done. I'm really looking forward to hitting Ohio this summer so I can do another one of these episodes for you. You either want to put in earbuds to listen to this stuff or you want to put it on your PC and turn it up loud. You can't do it with just one earbud because the audio just doesn't work right. But yeah, let's go ahead and get rolling here, and I will add some more context and a little bit of history and tell you how all this went down. So buckle up, and I hope you're ready to hear some pretty creepy shit. Alright, so Rockville, Indiana is just about, an hour west of Indianapolis. It's super low-key town, but they do have the Indiana State Sanatorium. In 1907, this opens as the Indiana State Tuberculosis Hospital, and in 1919 it changes to the Indiana State Sanatorium. This was closed in 1968, and reopened again in 1976 as the Lee Allen Bryant Healthcare Facility, which was a nursing home, private mental hospital, and it was an outpatient facility for people with drug problems. So if you're going there for your drug addiction or counseling or whatever, when I say outpatient, like they could sign themselves out and pretty much leave whenever they wanted to. Obviously, it was not that way with the mental patients or the nursing home patients, but unfortunately, there were a lot of deaths associated with this place, and it is super huge. There are tunnels connecting all the buildings and houses to each other. That's also where they went to move bodies so that the other patients wouldn't see them and shit like that. So when I got my night started, I think we got there at about 7 or 8. Everything starts at about 8:30 or 9. So I'm in a group, and you'll hear my friends that I was in a group with in the audio. So I had my buddy Boone, his wife Savannah, and then 2 of her friends, a girl named Kelly, and then Kelly's son Damien, and then there was me. So Boone loves going haunted places with me. Him and Savannah have both gone to a couple different locations with me, one of which being the Monroe House in Hartford City, Indiana. That was a crazy experience all in itself. So what they do is they start at like 8:30 or 9. They give you a little bit of tour. You're with like different tour guides every 20 or 25 minutes. And then after about an hour or so, hour and a half, you get free range. You can go wherever you want. You can use all the equipment because they provide this equipment for you if you don't have your own. So I'll just show a picture ID. You can go grab yourself an SB7 or a spirit box or anything that you pretty much want. And you're allowed to go anywhere. And to top this off, the night that we went, it was a straight up lightning thunderstorm. And it was perfect. Like, it looked like a fucking horror movie walking around in this building. So the main building is about 5 stories. First story were some of the rooms. I believe that was where some of the nursing home patients or outpatient, drug patients were and stuff like that. And then you had the second floor. I'm not exactly sure how the second floor worked. When you got to the third floor, that was for women who were violent or had mental illness. The fourth floor was for men who were violent against women, and that fucking floor actually had padlocks on the outsides of the doors. Like when they locked them up, they locked them up. And then the 5th floor was for the criminally insane. All bullshit aside, we got most of our activity on the 4th floor, but we did have a little bit of stuff everywhere else. There wasn't as much on the 5th floor. We got a little bit of spirit box. We were hitting some AM, FM frequencies with that. We did get 2 intelligent responses up there. But the 4th floor, I got probably 20, 25 minutes of straight audio, which we're going to be going through and everything like that. So how it goes is... and this is adding context to the situation. So at one point we were down in the morgue, and when I get to the 4th floor audio, I will point this out, because between each audio clip I'm going to, like I said, probably replay it and then add context and stuff like that. And again, this is in real time, so you're going to hear us and our responses to it. And there is some comedy going on, because there were some things that were said by the spirit boxes, and and we were kind of cracking up, and we were kind of trying to keep it lighthearted. We had a couple stragglers that joined our group who were freaking out and everything, because at a certain point in time, they start calling me out by name on the spirit box, and they also referenced that I was Justin from Sally's house. And for those of you who are longtime listeners, you know that I stayed at the Sally House in Atchison, Kansas back in, I believe, 2019, and that was a whole situation in itself. So as soon as you hear that come through the spirit box or whatever, obviously there were some people. Cammie Parker, by the way, she was there too. I can't believe I forgot her. She flew in from Washington State. She was actually at Sally's house, so when this box says Justin from Sally's house, she fucking freaks out. Not huge freak out, but pretty legit. And don't get me wrong, I was like, what the fuck did that thing just say? But at a certain point in time, we were down in the morgue area. Again, just like at Sally's house, everybody starts grabbing these fucking dowsing rods. And I don't grab any, and I'm standing there, and it's the same thing that happened at the Sally house. All of them start pointing to me. And remember, there's like 20 people down here in this morgue area where they kept a bunch of hospital records. And of course the tour guide is like, this is horse shit. You know, somehow you're controlling the narrative. And I'm like, I can't fucking manipulate everybody in this room. I don't know what you're on. Like, I'm not a manipulator. I'm fucking standing here right now. And of course my buddy Boone is like, yup, this is why we love coming places with this dude, man, because everything always happens. It got to the point where the tour guide did an experiment, and I would change positions down here in this basement, and no matter where I went, everybody's dowsing rods started following me. Okay, I don't put much stock in dowsing rods. I really do not. I'm not a huge fan of them. I mean, even when I hold them, they will legitimately turn and point at me, even if I'm holding them. So it's just one of those weird things. And of course we're in a bigger group. This is before we were let to go do stuff on our own. So we're in a pretty big group. There's about 15, 20 people. And of course a couple people like freaked out and were looking at me weird. And the tour guide started doing the little experiment, and the dowsing rods just kept following me around everywhere. And she is like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is going on? And I straight looked at her and I said, hey, I'm an interesting guy. And the reason I tell you this story is because about 5 fucking hours later, one of the voices comes through, and it'll say the reason that they like me so much is because I'm an interesting guy. And then you'll hear another voice come through that's really dark, really deep, and it says his soul. You know, because my friends are like, well, why is he an interesting guy? And you hear his soul. And we will get to all that audio. But I had to kind of set up what we were doing here. So after that, we were allowed to go. There were actually, I think Cammie down in the morgue, she had to leave because she started feeling sick, very nauseous. She ended up leaving. She went outside and just sat like in the grass across the street for probably 20 or 30 minutes. And all bullshit aside too, like when you're walking around this property, it is one of those places that is surrounded by woods. So when you're walking around, man, it almost feels like just people are staring at you from the woods, like something is constantly watching you. And I will say we covered every square inch of this place, all the buildings, everywhere. So what you are going to hear is the best audio that we captured from that entire night, from 9:30 p.m. until about 4 o'clock in the morning. So let's get this shit started here. First one up is this, what they call the hallway experiment. So the hallway experiment is on the first floor, and we just kind of hang out in there, and we have all of our backs to a room, and we're sitting in a chair, and it's pitch fucking black. You cannot see anything. We're doing all these little experiments, and even the guy across the hallway from me kept saying, man, I keep hearing those noises coming from your room. And I'm like, yep, I fucking hear him too. And it wasn't from behind me. It was actually sounded like it was from like inside the wall or something like that. And it would just knock and it would like tap. You could hear it in successions of 3. So it'd be like tap, tap, tap. And I kept hearing like heavy breathing behind me and shit like that. This audio is not very long, but it'll give you an idea of kind of what we experienced in like the real-time format and all of us and our reactions. And this is still done with a tour guide, like I said. So you'll hear the tour guide going off.
Can you do something that maybe my friends could see? Could you maybe let us see your shadow?
Man.
Super.
What was it?
Yeah, they whispered down this hallway.
Okay.
You heard it down that way? What did it sound like? Could you make it out?
Man.
Just heard a whisper?
This fucking room's killing me.
Okay, so we got whispers down this hallway.
Oh, I can hear breathing and knocking like constantly in this one.
Sounds like
yeah.
Is it in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hear it again?
I heard that. Yeah, it sounded like a wind whistle or something.
I did.
Really
Did it sound like a high pitched?
No, I heard like a deep breath, like somebody breathed in through their mouth.
All right, so like I said, it's not very exciting, but that'll give you an idea of some of the conversations that we were having in real time. And I'm a huge skeptic, but I'm also an open-minded individual because I grew up in a haunted house. I do believe in the paranormal, but I am also very, very skeptical. Now, given the history of this place, we already know a shitload of people died in it. And one of the saddest things about it, too, is when it was a tuberculosis hospital, let's say you were a single parent and you had a couple kids and you got tuberculosis. Well, your kids lived with you at the hospital. And there was always a really good chance that they were going to also get tuberculosis, which is completely fucked up, but the kids didn't have anywhere to go. So after we do the hallway experiment, I think that was the last thing that we did before we were set loose. And like I said, I'm a huge skeptic, but I swore up and down. The guy across the hall from me was like, dude, I hear so much shit. He also said he kept seeing a shadow figure behind me as well. That personally does not bother me. It is what it is. I play nice with my demons, whatever the case might be. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience, and that pretty much set the pace for the rest of the night. So the next part that we go into is on the first floor as well, and it is the lunchroom and cafeteria. And we're sitting in there, and there's a big group of us because, again, we're with a tour guide. And you can hear the tour guide, Regina. She was actually really, really cool. I liked her quite a bit. And you'll hear a lot of times in this audio the name Zach come through. That's important because even later on, hours later in the night, when we're on a completely different floor, completely different situation, we can still hear these spirits talking about somebody named Zach, who apparently was a nurse there, who apparently was not a very good guy. We don't know. I tried looking up records. It was a fucking state hospital. I can't find shit. They do have a lot of the records, like, still in the administration building. And trust me, I rooted through these doctors' drawers and shit. Because when this place closed, it closed immediately. And I believe it closed in 2011 or 12. Yeah, in 2011. And it closed suddenly. And that's why all this shit was left behind. So here is our experiences with the lunchroom, and like I said, when we do hear audio come through, I will stop, I will replay it, and I will add context as necessary.
Right. So spirits, it's Regina again. I'm here with my new crop of people. Hello. Hey. How many spirits are here still with us?
Not many.
So how many is not many? Maybe seven. So how many is not many? Maybe seven.
Now that is totally up for interpretation, as you can hear, but when we're listening to it in real time in the same room, there's less echo, and it did say maybe seven.
Can you tap one of my other friends on their shoulder? Nothing inappropriate, just on the shoulder. They say who's touch or who's coming.
Who's coming? That's what I heard.
They say who's touch or who's coming.
Who's
my other friends on their shoulder? Nothing inappropriate, just on the shoulder. They say who's touch or who's coming.
Who's coming? That's what I heard.
They say hungry? Well, we are in the kitchen. What's your favorite food? Burger King. What's your favorite food? Burger King.
It legitimately does sound like they said Burger King too, which was fucking crazy. I was like, no fucking way, man. These ghosts are fucking enjoying Whoppers and shit, and I think that's alright.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Anything else?
Anything else?
And as you could hear right there, that was super clear. We were sitting there bludgeoning this thing with questions, and it just got silent, and that voice come through and says, anything else? And as you heard, we all heard the same thing, so that was pretty fun. I guess you could call it fun.
What's your name?
They say Matt?
For Zach. So.
For Zach?
What's your name?
Say Matt?
For Zach. So.
For Zach? Do you know any of our names?
Everyone?
Do you know any of our names?
Everyone?
Can you say one of our names? Okay, whoa, one at a time.
Depressed? That was it.
Or I'm stressed. Yeah.
Depressed? That was it.
Or I'm stressed. Yeah. What's one of our names? Celeste. What's one of our names? Celeste. I thought I heard Celeste.
What year is it?
Now, if you're having trouble with this audio, I highly suggest taking out earbuds or putting them back in, because the audio difference, there is a difference. But right there, I personally heard, when I asked what year it was, I personally heard either 1990 or 1998. And let me go back real quick.
What year is it?
Were you a patient here?
Electric stick.
Does he electric stick?
That's right. I heard that.
Or magic stick?
That's me.
Maybe a guard.
Okay, like I said, there's a little bit of comedy in there because there were a couple things we couldn't understand what they were saying, but right there it says like electric stick or something of that nature. It was really weird. I'm going to replay it though for you.
Were you a patient here?
Electric stick.
Does he electric stick?
That's right. I heard that.
Or magic stick?
That's me.
Maybe a guard. That's what I'm thinking, like, or some kind of...
Like those cattle prods?
To say they may not listen. No, we will listen. What do you want to tell us?
Like those cattle prods?
To say they may not listen. No, we will listen. What do you want to tell us?
Registration.
Run. I heard run. And she sounded pretty passionate about that. Who are we running from?
And yeah, right there you can hear, like she just comes through and you can hear this female voice go, run. Let me rewind it here for you right quick.
Registration.
Run! Did you hear it? Go back one more time.
What do you want to tell us?
Registration.
Right there.
Run. I heard run. And she sounded pretty passionate about that. Who are we running from? Is he a boogeyman?
What did I say earlier?
Let's see you putting on chapstick. Well, the fifth floor was the
Whoa,
that was not a cool voice.
That voice that just came through right there sounded wicked as shit in person. And as you can hear from the reactions, you hear a lot of like little scrambled voices and shit like that, but every now and then you catch this voice that's either super deep and says some menacing shit, or you'll hear just like this wicked, wicked voice or this wicked laughter. All right, let's keep going.
I don't like that one. Why are you angry? And it went quiet. Are you mad at us? A little bit?
And like, we can go back and listen. and it says angry right there.
Why are you angry?
Something like that.
Angry.
Why are you angry?
And it went quiet. Are you mad at us? A little bit? Do you want us to leave the kitchen?
No, you're in.
They say no, you're something.
Yeah.
No, you're something, yeah.
No, you're in.
They say no, you're something.
Yeah. No, you're something, yeah.
No, you're. What floor did you stay on?
Third.
And that was a female.
That was a very clear response, and it was a third floor, and it was a female voice. Let me go back real quick and do that one again.
What floor did you stay on?
Third.
And that was a female voice.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Did you follow us from the third floor?
What's your name?
Third.
Howard, are you here again?
I heard bless you.
I heard blessing, but is Sarah with us still?
Would you like to share with us?
Public relations.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of talking over that one, but we kept hearing a voice, kept saying the name Sarah when we were asking who it was. We heard Zach and Sarah a lot, and you'll hear us throughout the course of the night ask to, see if those people were still there. But when we asked if Sarah was still there, we heard the voice come through say public relationship or public relations, something like that. And then you hear another voice come through right after that says consensual. It's really weird. Let me backtrack here just a second so you guys can hear it.
Would you like to share with us?
Public relationship.
That's what I heard.
I heard public relationship. Didn't I say that earlier? Well, we were getting infidelity in the last group.
We're getting consensual.
Consensual. You guys were getting consensual.
I was.
What are your names?
A guest?
Guest?
Yeah.
Who are you visiting?
Zach something.
Let me rewind that one real quick, because like I said, we kept hearing that name come through.
A guest?
Guest?
Yeah.
Who are you visiting?
Zach something.
Are you with him?
Kill the earth?
Wow.
I thought it said kill
I need
you,
you to
kill
chill,
yours.
Well, I'm going to rewind that one because that one, I personally heard kill the earth or kill yours. But looking back on it and re-listening to the audio a few times, it really does sound like they say kill the earth.
Are you with him?
Kill the earth?
Wow.
I thought it said kill
I need
you,
you to
kill
chill,
yours.
What'd you hear?
I heard kill yours.
Yeah, something.
It said Zach again.
Yeah.
Are you here in this building because your other home was demolished? Well, my name is Regina, and for those who speak Latin, that does mean queen. So, you're welcome.
It's on my head. It's on my head.
It's on my head. Does Zach hang out in the apartments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone in here know someone named Zach? Did I say fuck it, like right before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it legitimately does say fuck it. And like I said, either put in earbuds or turn it on loud on a PC, and right before you hear the louder response, you can hear a female voice come through and she says, fuck it.
Does anyone in here know someone named Zach?
Fuck it.
Did I say fuck it, like right before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then somebody said I do.
It's good. It's good.
It's destiny.
Were others afraid of you?
Fred's here.
Greg is here.
Hi, Greg.
Did it say something Zach again?
I think so.
I do feel like they're having their own conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not here. Yeah.
Like they're sitting here eating and they're like, sorry.
Yeah, like some
Like just walked in or something.
yeah, like some like residual energy.
Greg?
So can I ask why you keep bringing up Zach? Is he in trouble? I'm sad.
It's fine.
It's fine.
They're having a conversation.
I'm sad.
It's fine.
It's fine.
They're having a conversation.
Again, you can hear one voice say, I'm sad. And you can hear another male voice say, it's fine. And this was something that we ran into a lot, was especially on the 4th floor, we ran into a lot of conversations that sounded like between each other. So it was like we were there, but they were just carrying on with their conversations. And that's why the tour guide is like, this sounds like something residual, because it's like they're having a conversation without even knowing we're around. And I'm going to go ahead and rewind that real quick so you guys can hear that again.
I'm sad.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did someone just like... It's me. Oh, I was literally about to say, did someone just hear like a female like a go...
Okay, so this is an interesting part because there were 3 or 4 people that heard a female humming, just like, just like a grandma type hum. Right when somebody is asking, do you hear that? You hear the voice come through and say, it's me. It's really, really wild, and I hope you guys can decipher this. It's pretty awesome.
Like,
it's me.
It's me. Oh, I was literally about to say, did someone just hear like a female like a go...
I thought that was just...
Did you hear that?
It sounded like it was either over here or behind here this wall.
I felt like it was like right here between us. Like,
What's for dinner tonight?
I literally just... I don't want to repeat what I think I just heard. It's fine.
Oh.
It's good. It's good.
It better not be good.
What did you...
I heard it said your face. Like... No, thank you.
And it is interesting because when you listen to it, which we're going to rewind it real fast, it does sound like your face. And then kind of goes on for a few seconds, and then you hear, it's good. Let's replay that.
What's for dinner tonight?
Your face.
I literally just... I don't want to repeat what I think I just heard. It's fine.
Oh.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It better not be good.
What did you...
I heard it said your face. Like...
Not in here?
Confused by that too.
I've been around.
Oh, I heard I've been
That's what I heard. I thought I heard Zach's been around too.
And when you go back and listen, it does sound like that voice says, Zach's been around.
I've been around.
Zach's been around.
That's what I heard. Zach's been around. I thought I heard Zach's been around too.
Is Zach a kid?
Or is Zach a nurse? A doctor?
He's a nurse here.
Whoa.
Again, one of the better intelligent, clearer responses that we got. You can hear us say, Zach a guest, or is he a kid here, or is he a nurse? And you can hear the voice say, he's a nurse here.
Or is Zach a nurse? A doctor?
He's a nurse here.
Whoa. What?
All right, so that was the lunchroom, and that was what set the pace, and that's why we wanted to use that piece of equipment for the most part through the rest of our investigation. But anyway, that set the pace right there for how the rest of our night was going to go. And we got some really clear, intelligent responses down in the lunchroom. So that brings us to the 3rd floor. And like I said, third floor was for the women. It was for women who were violent, women who had mental health problems and stuff like that. And the top 3 floors, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor, were the court-ordered floors. Those are the ones that people who were either criminally insane or extremely violent against men or women, that's where they were housed. And every single one of these floors, they had padlocks on the outsides of the door. So, like, when they were locked the fuck up, they were locked up. And, I mean, they had suicides on this property because people were ripping down the wire caging around the windows and just straight jumping out and shit like that. It was pretty wild. But before we get to this 3rd floor, let's go ahead and take a few-minute break. I'm going to play some advertisements. Take this time to take a breather, or you can fast forward, and I will meet you back here in a few minutes. So let's go ahead with the 3rd floor, and this is while we are on our own. So you'll hear us walking around, we're talking a little bit amongst ourselves, and we're still getting some really good intelligent responses as well, so.
Are you in the room with us?
Going away.
Going away.
Come back.
And let me replay that again. You can hear him say, going away.
Going away.
Going away.
Come back. Do you want us to go away?
Come get me.
Where are you at?
What room are you in?
And that was, you can hear a voice come through. It's very fast, but it says room. When we asked where it was, we're like, where are you? And he says room.
At.
What room are you in?
Breathing machine.
Were you on the 5th floor? You were on the 4th floor?
I heard that too.
And like I said, you can hear it. We asked what floor they were on. They were like, 4th floor.
Do you want us to leave? Sure.
That was funny because you can literally hear him say that female voice come through, and they're like, sure.
Sure.
All right, that was about all we got from the 3rd floor. There was not much activity. We figured there would be a little bit more in there, but the fact that we got female voices from the 3rd floor, we thought was really interesting, and yeah, so we kind of rolled with that. Now, before I play all of the audio from the 4th floor, which is where all the shit went down, I mean, the clips are 20, 25 minutes. Obviously, I'll be stopping them, commentating, because these motherfuckers straight called me out. I'm going to play some shit from the 5th floor, and this is a little bit different audio. So this is kind of like a spirit box. It's this little box that scans AM, FM radio frequencies, and we were asking it questions, and we actually got 2 intelligent responses, and this is some audio that I had to enhance. I had to go through. If you have like a thing, like a mental thing with white noise, obviously skip this part for about 2 or 3 minutes, but you can hear a voice come through 2 times with 2 intelligent answers, and here we go.
Are you joining us finally?
Someone said, who's this?
And if you stop and listen to it, you can hear it say, who's this?
Joining us finally.
Who's this?
Someone said, who's this?
And then here's the next one.
I'm listening.
And we kept hearing a female voice several floors, several times throughout the night that kept saying, listen. And if you go back to when we were in the lunchroom, you can hear a female voice say the same thing. Like, listen, listen. So you can hear it. It's real fast. I tried the best I could to enhance this, but it's pretty clear if you either slow it down or just pay attention.
I'm listening.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I swear it said right here and then listen.
And that was the thing when, before we got that audio, like I said, I had to trim down a lot of shit because there's a lot of dead air time, no pun intended. One of the people there, I think it was Damien, he was saying something about hearing something. He goes, man, I keep hearing like these footsteps out in the hallway. And that's the moment that voice came through. And it says, listen, those were the only 2 responses we got. And we were on the 5th floor, which was the floor of the criminally insane, for probably an hour, hour and a half in a room using that box. And those were the only 2 intelligent responses we got. So here we go with the creme de la creme. And like I said, there is some little comedy in here because as we're going along, you know, we're getting pissed off by people trying to walk through or people trying to join our party because we were getting a lot of action. We also have, at one point, we have a green dot light set up. Like for those of you who have ever seen the Paranormal Activity where they have the Xbox and it's the green dots and shit, we had one of those flashlights pointing down a hallway. And it was weird as shit because you could see movement down the end of the hallway. And at one point, the box asks me to walk down the hallway, calls me out by name. And, you know, you'll hear me walking down there. Unfortunately, I took my phone with me because I was trying to capture more EVPs with it. But I enhanced audio in the background of what they were hearing on the spirit box and their reactions to it as well. So in these clips, the audio might be a little bit up and down, and that's because I was trying to enhance it for things going on in the background as well. So I mean, there's certain times where you'll literally hear me walking, you'll hear my natural reactions and everything like that. But there, like I said, this 4th floor was where we captured the most insane shit, and here we go.
What do you think of the storm?
They're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. Can one of you guys tell us?
Now, if you hear that, we're like, they're talking to each other, and you can hear this voice just come through and start fucking laughing, and it's like, oh, man, this is not going to be fun. You know, even though it was, at the time when you're in the moment and you're in the place, and it's fucking dead-ass, like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, there's a lightning thunderstorm going on outside. Yeah, I mean, it definitely sets the mood.
They're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Can one of you guys tell us?
Do you know you're dead? Oh yeah, you're invisible, alright.
Walk down the hallway for me.
Can one of you walk down the hallway so we can see you?
Alright, so at this point, when I ask, do you know you're dead, you can hear a voice come through, and it's a female voice, and she says, invisible. And it's like, that's when my response was, well, yeah, you're invisible, alright. And then we get another response to yes to the question that we asked, so...
Do you know you're dead? Oh yeah, you're invisible, alright.
Walk down the hallway for me.
Can one of you walk down the hallway so we can see you?
Yes.
Okay, I just saw a shadow.
Dude, I keep hearing little children.
Yes.
No,
that one room?
It wasn't.
No, it's not. There's nobody down there unless they came in through that.
This was at the point where we started seeing shit. Down this hallway, walking in and out of the rooms. This is where it started getting pretty intense. We had a couple people drop out of the group. We had 2 stragglers that left after they start calling me out by name, but there were a couple people that had to take a break right about now because of the responses we were getting and because they physically started seeing shit.
Be a little louder.
Yeah, right there. You can hear my buddy Boone. He's like, can you be a little louder? And you hear a voice come through that says, make me.
Can you be a little louder?
I just got the chills.
That's a hallway. The sign? Is that what it says?
What is your name?
Isabel.
Hello, Isabel.
That was one of the clear, more intelligent responses that we got that night. I mean, it was clear as day. We asked, what is your name? Isabel.
What is your name?
Isabel.
Hello, Isabel. Would you like to talk? Feel free to speak your mind.
Unnecessary.
And you can kind of hear it a little bit in the background. They're like, unnecessary.
Feel free to speak your mind.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Yeah, something.
Isabel?
I don't approve.
What don't you approve of?
Do you not like talking to us?
Can Isabel talk to us? That's what I heard.
Can you walk down the hallway?
What color is my hat? Cash?
The laughter.
They're like fucking with us. Are you fucking with us?
I would be too with all these people that are asking these stupid
Hold on, No? What the
What was that?
It's like a guitar getting hit on someone's head or something.
Do you see us?
Every day.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure that's tiring.
Do you like having
Volunteer.
Alright, I'm going to rewind that because this is when the chill started kicking in, because we're like, do you see us? And you hear them every day. And then another voice comes through and says, volunteer. So it's like, of course everybody wants me to volunteer for shit, which I'm totally down with. Anybody who decides to come to the Fairfield County, Ohio shit, you'll see I volunteer for pretty much everything.
Do you see us?
Every day.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure that's tiring.
Do you like having
Volunteer. Volunteer for what?
What do you need to volunteer for?
Necessary.
You can hear that one come through pretty clear. Necessary.
What do you need to volunteer for?
Necessary.
Are any of you patients in this room?
Tyrant. I thought she said tyrant.
Are any of you patients in this room?
Tyrant. I thought she said tyrant.
I thought I heard
Who's the tyrant? Huh?
It's right here in this chair.
Can you hear me?
Where's the lock?
And if you go back and listen, play that again.
Where's the lock?
Who was coming earlier?
In the aisles.
People are in the aisle.
I think they're talking.
That's really interesting. Yeah. I heard that very clearly.
Yeah.
Where's the lock?
Yeah.
People are in the aisle.
I think they're talking.
That's really interesting.
You can hear that one pretty good too. It's really interesting.
That's really interesting. How many people are in here with us now?
7.
One of the kickers about that whole thing right there is that at this point in time, there were 7 people in our group.
How many people are in here with us now?
7.
Can you hear us talking right now?
Silence.
No thanks to you.
No thanks to you.
Oh, sorry.
Like I said, there are some funny moments, and you can literally hear that voice come through and say, "No thanks to you."
No thanks to you.
No thanks to you.
No thanks to you.
Oh, sorry. My name is Kelly.
Sign your name, please.
Sign your name, please.
My name is.
Say your names.
Zach Ginsburg.
Is Zach here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Zach, we were talking to you earlier. Would you like to say anything else? I think he's not gonna something.
He is? What do you do for fun?
At that point, to me, it sounded like make progress. But you guys go ahead and let me know what you think of it. We'll go ahead and roll back here real fast.
There's a lot more to come.
There's a lot more what?
Something. God damn. Maybe people, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he's not gonna something.
He is? What do you do for fun?
Progress.
Now, in this clip, it sounds to me like they're saying there's more to come or there's more coming. Personally, I thought the voice said there's more to come, but we'll see what you guys think.
Is it hard to communicate with us?
There's a lot more to come.
There's a lot more what?
Something. God damn. Maybe people, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a lot more people.
Amen.
You knew there were people coming?
All around.
Yeah, they are all around, aren't they?
And again, you can hear the thing say, all around. We'll replay that real quick.
All around. Yeah, they are all around, aren't they?
Alright, again, like I said, I saved the best for last. This is all on the 4th floor. We're about ready to start getting into the nitty-gritty of this shit. I'm going to have to fill up my beer to re-listen to this shit while I'm doing it for you guys. So, we're going to play some advertisements. I'm going to meet you back here in a few minutes. Take this time, take a breather, or fast forward, and let's get this show on the road.
Why are you trapped here? Whoa, did you see that?
Yes.
I just got like the goosebumps.
I see you guys in front of us. Can you hear me?
Is it lights?
Yeah, they were definitely moving.
Yeah, I saw them.
And again, that is when we start seeing shit, even more shit. And this is when we have a little anomaly with our light that we're using. Here pretty soon, you'll hear our reactions when this light literally illuminates like crazy. I mean, we had this thing sitting on a fucking table, not moving, no nothing. And as soon as we ask for like a sign or whatever, this thing just fucking goes off. And you can hear the reactions of everybody involved. It's crazy.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
Oh, crap.
Oh crap. Didn't catch that.
Go back.
Can you touch one of us?
What?
What the fuck just happened there?
It just lit up. What did
It just got
The
brighter.
fucking green shit
the green shit?
just got bright as fuck.
Was that you?
It's twice as bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the illumination from over there.
something else.
Did you do that? Who did that?
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, like I said, that thing illuminated like crazy for no reason whatsoever. And you can hear one of the people in the background going like, that was fucking awesome. And it truly was, because while this is going on, we have other people seeing figures down the end of the hallway. There's just a lot going on right about now.
I thought it did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, let's go ahead and rewind that little gem. And again, like I said, if you need to use earbuds or something of that nature, this fucking thing clear as day is like, Justin.
I thought it did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. What did it say?
I thought I heard Sally.
Yeah.
What?
I thought it said Sally's.
Oh. Oh shit. Sally's what?
It's still brighter, isn't it?
That's when some of the peeps started getting freaked out, including myself, because you can hear it say Sally's, Justin from Sally's. And then we're like, Sally's what? And you hear that deep voice come through, and it's like, Sally's house. Sally's.
What did it say?
I thought I heard Sally.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sally's.
What did it say?
I thought I heard Sally.
Yeah.
What?
I thought it said Sally's.
Oh. Oh shit. Sally's what?
Sally's house.
It's still brighter, isn't it?
Do you guys know me? Yeah, I'm here.
And then you hear, do you guys know me? And you hear a faint yes, and then they say my name again.
Do you guys know me?
And Justin.
Yeah, I'm here. Do you want me to walk down the hallway?
Well, here's the deal. Alright, so I'm listening to that, and I'm going to replay it again. But I legitimately like, do you want me to walk down the hallway? And after I'm getting intelligent responses, and they're talking about Sally's house, and all this shit, they said my name twice, and I'm like, do you want me to walk down the hallway? And you hear yes. I'm like, well, fuck, here we go.
Do you want me to walk down the hallway?
Into the lens. Want that?
What's that? Yeah, sure.
Okay, now at this point, I had walked down to the end of the hallway, which you guys can hear. Now, I took my phone with me because I was hoping to capture EVPs down at the end of this hallway where we kept seeing these dark figures darting in and out of the last two rooms down the hallway. Like I said earlier, some of this audio I had to enhance because it's in the background of where I'm at. And I think I did a pretty good fucking job. But I guess we'll find out. Let me know what you guys think.
You guys mind that he's down there?
Interesting guy.
That's where they say I'm an interesting guy.
You guys mind that he's down there?
Interesting guy.
Interesting guy, Justin.
I am a very interesting guy. Do you know why?
And part of that is why I told that story about the morgue with the dowsing rods at the beginning of this episode. The rest of the people who heard that, as you're going to hear in a minute or so, they're like, that is the clearest, most intelligent thing that we have heard this box say all night, is that you're an interesting guy. And it's just weird because that's what I said down in the morgue area when the tour guide herself was looking at me like I was some kind of freak in nature, because every single dowsing rod in that room would follow me around no matter where I stood. So that was kind of why it was significant to the group. So we'll keep going.
Pretty damn cool, interesting guy.
Yeah, they said interesting guys.
Like, thing.
That's awesome.
And this is actually me after I came back to the room that we were all set in. And I'm actually mad because I'm like, fuck, I should have left my phone down here to record this shit. But I was hoping for EVPs that I did not get.
I would have left the fucking recorder.
I feel like that was one of the intelligent things it said. Because it said it like as you were down there.
Why am I an interesting guy? What super something word?
Lame?
Super. Why am I interesting?
Alright, that was actually a pretty funny part, because I'm like, why am I an interesting guy? And you can fucking straight up hear it sounds like it says, 'cause you're a girl. And then directly after that, you're going to have to keep your ears peeled, because there's this really deep voice that comes through that says, your soul.
Why am I interesting?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
A soul.
A soul? You should have heard that voice.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
A soul.
A soul? You should have heard that voice. Did you hear that? Super deep voice. You said, why am I an interesting guy? He said, because you're a girl. And then he said, your soul or something. Shut up. Sorry.
And again, we were, you can hear it come through, and it's like, shut up.
Super deep voice. You said, why am I an interesting guy? He said, because you're a girl. And then he said, your soul or something. Shut up. Sorry.
I just got the chills.
I'm going to walk down the hallway again. Man, those two last rooms, man.
Maybe we should go in there.
Why do those two last rooms feel funny?
You can probably feel the energy where it's heaviest.
Why do those two last rooms?
Would you guys like us to go one of those two last rooms?
And you can hear that come through. You just hear, no.
Why do those two last rooms?
Would you guys like us to go one of those two last rooms?
No. And here's the deal. When I ask a question to any kind of spirit box, and I'm like, do you guys want me to do this? And they say no, I am that motherfucker that is like, all right, that is what I'm going to do. And that is what we ended up doing. Here in a few minutes, you're going to hear us set up in one of those rooms, and we get a lot more activity as well. So let's keep going.
Like, notice, like, how these rooms you just kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm. There's two of them coming down your way now.
These rooms, nothing. These two rooms.
It gets a little tingly. Whoa, my arm. That's a little strange. It gets very tingly down there. Just
anybody, you want to go down? Let's set up.
As soon as you approach the last two,
you can feel it. Yeah.
Arm like tingles.
Oh yeah.
We can if you want. You guys want to?
Yeah.
You guys think?
I'm down with it.
I mean, personally, I'm enjoying sitting down quite a bit.
Yeah,
We go down there a little bit.
Well, I mean, anybody wants to walk down there, you'll see what I'm talking about.
It just, I don't know, I got tingly at the end of this.
And notice, like, these rooms, not so much. With these two.
Whoa.
Who the fuck is that? Oh.
Just different, huh?
It is different.
My hair stand up.
Yeah.
Come over here.
It's really weird.
Just kind of, I don't know.
Can you knock on the wall?
It just got very,
Can you feel it?
yeah, like
weird.
cooler here.
It's like
And
way
it's just so
cooler.
weird,
than just-
tingly I get in my hand.
Yeah.
Only here. Not down the whole hallway.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming down here, he said.
Yep.
Did you hear me, Damien?
No.
The voice just said, everyone's coming down here.
We're coming to say hi.
I hope you don't mind.
We're just really interested.
We'd really like to meet you.
There was actually a point that I'm not sure if it's in this audio or not. I hope I didn't clip it out. But at one point I was walking down that hallway and I stopped before those two rooms, and you could hear on the SB7 behind us this voice come through that says, "Keep going." I kind of stopped and I started laughing, and nobody else, I don't think, heard me laughing, but I just kind of laughed a little bit, and as soon as I started laughing, the box started laughing too. And I'm like, man, these motherfuckers, like, they are in it to win it right now, dude. And I am not on the winning side of things, because you've heard the audio. It's just crazy, and things get pretty wild here too.
We can go down there in a room.
All right.
Fuck it.
We got 2 hours left, so.
You mind telling us whose room this was?
Whose room?
Whose room is it?
I think so. This is short.
This my room?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we in your room now?
Are any of you in this room with us now? 10? I swear I heard 10.
Justin's in here with us.
And of course, as you notice, they're like, Justin's here too, because again, in this room and the room across the hall, we start hearing some spirits speaking to me again. And at one point, you know what? I'll just let you guys listen. Oh, yeah.
You see it? Is that what made that noise too?
I
I
heard that.
heard it too, yeah. Was that you? Help us. What do you need help with? Let me replay that for you. Help us. Help us? What do you need help with? You want me to go walk out in the hallway? What'll happen if I do? You gonna be mad?
Who's in charge here?
That's definitely like a kid's laugh.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially having it so close to my ear, it's distinct.
Were any of you sick when you were in here?
Hey, look, help us.
What? And again, we hear, help us.
Were any of you sick when you were in here?
Hey, look, help us.
What? What'd you hear?
Hey, look, help us.
What the fuck is that?
Is it the women that need help?
That sounds like an organ, like a piano.
Yeah.
Who are we talking to now?
Tiffany.
Now, the interesting thing about that voice coming through is it's a female name, but it is not a female voice. Who are we talking to now?
Tiffany. Is your name Tiffany? Is that correct?
Which brings
I heard whisperings.
That's what I heard too. There's a lot of
I
whisperings
heard
out
a secret
there.
and whisperings.
Yeah, like if you can get your ear close.
I'm going to rewind that a little bit so you guys can hear it too.
which brings
Whisperings or something.
That's what I heard too. There's a lot of
I
whisperings
heard
out
a secret and whisperings.
there. Yeah, like if you can get your ear close, there's a lot of very small whispers.
I walked right into something. Like it felt like a mouthful, like a face full of dust.
Like cobwebs?
Was someone standing at the door just now?
Really? That fucking room right across.
Yeah. Who's across the hall?
I am.
Oh, are you? Alright, so this is where Justin volunteers to go across the hall. But I am going to replay that real quick so you guys can hear it again.
Really? That fucking room right across.
Yeah. Who's across the hall?
I am.
Oh, are you? Can I go over there?
You hear it?
Something.
I just something hissed at me.
They just said heard something.
Yeah, we heard something.
You want us to go check it out?
Yeah.
Alright, he's gonna come check out the noise.
And again, you can hear it. We're like, do you want us to check it out? And he's like, yup.
You want us to go check it out?
Yeah.
Alright, he's gonna come check out the noise. Justin, you sleep down there.
Did you hear that?
Alright, now this is another instance where I wish I would have left my recorder in the other room. But everybody else says, yeah, man, this thing said, Justin, you sleep down there. And they say it really fast, so just pay attention.
Yeah.
Alright, he's gonna come check out the noise. Justin, you sleep down there.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Heard some shit at the end of that fucking hall.
Did you hear what she said as you walked out? It was a woman. It said, Justin, you sleep down there. I swear to fucking God, clear as day.
Does Justin need to stay in his room?
She's laughing.
Yes.
Here, you hold that. The microphone's on this end. I'm going to go again. I'm going to walk back across the hall. This was the one time I was like, okay, I'm leaving my recorder here. I said, I'm going to go walk back across the hall, and you hear this voice come through. It's like, all right. The hall. All right.
She's laughing.
Yes.
Here, you hold that. The microphone's on this end. I'm going to go again. I'm going to walk back across the hall.
The girl's back again.
Tiffany?
Please talk.
Please talk.
Yep, you can hear it come through. And like I said, I'm sorry about the echo, but we're in a totally concrete small room, so the echoes are rough.
The girl's back again.
Tiffany?
Please talk.
Please talk.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Justin. What are you doing? What do you want to talk about? Am I still interested, okay?
Justin, I swear. What the fuck?
Yeah, so let me tell you something. When I walked across the hall, it was pitch black to the point where the only thing you're seeing is anything from lightning flashes from the storm going on outside. But when it's not flashing lightning, you can't see your hand in front of your face. Like, this is how dark this shit is. And that room across the hall was absolutely uncomfortable for me to stand in. And you kept hearing that voice in the background. It's like, talk, let's talk. And it's like, what the fuck do you want me to talk about, man? Like, I feel uncomfortable over here. But, again, let's just keep on going here. You want me to go walk back over there again? The mic's on this end. I'm doing audio. Now, at that point, it either sounds like they say stay or fucking stand. Personally, I hear stay, and it's like, I don't want to stay here right now. Like, you're lucky you're getting this time out of me.
Stay in.
Crouch down when she said that.
International.
Are you international?
International.
Are you international?
Are you in the hallway? Up? Girl is dead. Something is dead.
You want us to walk out there again?
Let me go ahead and rewind that, because that's exactly what it sounds like it says.
Girl is dead. Something is dead.
You want us to walk out there again?
Close it.
Is that you peeking at me?
I worked with
Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Who's Paul? I work with the Paul too.
Personally, I don't think I was in the room when this one got said, but I think I was across the hallway standing there or whatever, but I'm going to replay it back again for you.
I worked with
Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Who's Paul? I work with the Paul too.
I win.
Oh, I win.
Want to peek back out?
You want to go down the hall?
Let's go. Let's go.
You want...
They like you.
Who? Do you want me to go down the hallway again?
John something.
Okay, so I'm going to rewind it a little bit here, because at a certain point, you hear the voice, like right when I stopped it, which it'll play through the next time. You can hear it say, John. I'm wearing a John Dillinger t-shirt at this point in time, and you can hear everybody saying that they like me, because whenever I go somewhere, whether it be a room or a location, we're always getting a lot of action. But let me rewind it, probably 15 seconds, and let's listen to this again. You want to go down the hall?
Let's go.
Said let's go. You want...
They like you.
Who? Do you want me to go down the hallway again?
John something.
I'm wearing a John Dillinger shirt. I don't know. You want me to walk down the hallway?
It's been this way.
Alright.
What did he say?
Something this way. Is it okay?
What was it?
A John Dillinger shirt. I don't know. You want me to walk down the hallway?
It's been this way.
Alright.
What did he say?
Something this way. Is it okay?
What was it?
He's coming back.
Alright, I'm gonna go walk down the hallway again.
Do you know who's walking down the hallway? Stay there. Stay.
This is the part I was telling you about earlier when I go to walk down the hallway. So at this point, we're out of those two rooms and we're back in the main room at the end of the hallway. And that's when I hit the end of the hallway and I was getting ready to turn back around. And that voice is like, stay there.
Stay
let me tell you something. When I heard in the back, I'm like, I don't want to go to the back of this fucking hallway. I was like, I do not feel good down here with this fucking thing. And this is about the time I'm pretty sure coming up is where I laugh a little bit, but you hear the spirit box laugh because I left my recorder down by the SB7 spirit box. So you actually hear more of that than you hear of me.
Stay there.
Stay there.
In the flat.
In the back.
In the back.
Shit, started laughing.
It laughed, dude.
Yeah, because I fucking laughed.
Yeah, so this is when I actually walked back after that whole thing, and they're like, dude, this thing just laughed its ass off. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because I didn't want to stay down there, and I actually kind of laughed myself, and then as soon as I did, the spirit box did as well.
Shit, started laughing.
It laughed, dude.
Yeah, because I fucking laughed. Did you even hear me laugh?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I take my buddy down there, will you do it again?
And obviously you hear this voice say, yup. So I'm like, all right, I'm grabbing a partner. We're going back down to the end of the hallway. And again, you can hear the voice come through and tell us to shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
Primarily just for a reason.
It was like a whole fucking. It's the alcohol, I swear. I heard that. That was a whole sentence.
Just barely did something. Reset was what I heard before.
Walk.
Somebody said keep walking.
And again, I stop towards the end of the hallway, and the fucking thing says keep walking.
Walk.
Somebody said keep walking.
You want us to go down there again?
Ready?
All right, you ready?
Assertion.
Say ghost searching. It almost like you say ghost searching. Is there anything you'd like them to do down there?
Up to that.
Up to them.
Incorrect. Up to them is what I heard.
So, needless to say, I'm going to replay that last couple seconds again because, again, that was some fairly good, clear audio. But yeah, it straight up says, up to them.
Up to that.
Up to them.
Incorrect. Up to them is what I heard.
All right, well, so as you see, these experiences are pretty fun for me. For those of you on Patreon, you have heard a lot of the stories about the Sally House. I've done some stuff on that. I've actually had interviews with a couple people that stayed the night and all the shit that happened there that night. Yeah, if you would like to experience this for yourself, be involved with it, June 10th, Fairfield County Infirmary in Ohio. I will be there. There's a link for tickets in the episode description. Just click on that link, put down the $40 deposit. You have until like the last week of May to pay the remainder off. I think total the tickets are like $130. So this is the shit that I love doing. And as you can see, I usually get a lot of responses. And trust me, I know there's going to be those skeptics out there who like to talk a lot of shit. And that's fair. I'm a skeptic myself. But until you're there and you experience it for yourself, you really don't understand how the burden of proof lies on both sides of the fence. Because I've heard people say, oh man, they just programmed some words in there. There's some dude in the basement with a microphone or whatever. And it's like, all right, well, the burden of proof lies both ways. So prove that. Until you actually go through it and experience it, it's definitely it's hard to explain. It is, and every time I go to a haunted location, this is usually what happens. So if you're in the Ohio area or you want to join me, like I said, June 10th, Fairfield County Infirmary. The link is in the episode description. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, definitely an experience. Next episode coming up, by the way, is also a paranormal one. It is the Appalachian Folklore Ghost Stories and Legends episode, and I am lucky enough, I am so glad I put that episode off, because I'm lucky enough to have talked to a guy who just saw the Brown Mountain Lights last week. And I interviewed him, and he told his story, and it is fucking wild. So stay tuned for that one. I hope you guys enjoyed the paranormal road for a minute. Until next time, I'll see you folks on the flip side.